Sony has released the Sony Xperia Z3 only 6 months after the release of the Xperia Z2. So what's different? Here's what we think about the Z3 at Tech Radar. The design of the Sony Xperia Z3 was surprising, smaller than the Z2 and has a 5.2-inch display. The shrunken nature of the chassis is very nice indeed, although the ergonomics of the device don't impress. A light glass is encased in a metal band and the flat edges make it harder to grip. However, overall the device does look premium. There are port covers to make sure the device is fully waterproof, but they do stick out slightly. Another design change is the nylon covers in the corner of the phone, which is supposed to stop the phone looking damaged. However, it doesn't work. Some of the key features of the Sony Xperia Z3 are that it has IP68 dust and waterproof rating, a Lifelogging feature and a better camera. Sony claim that the Xperia Z3 is one of the most waterproof and dust-resistant phones on the market. It has an IP68 rating, which means it can spend 60 minutes underwater at a depth of 2 meters, and is able to withstand jets of water flung at it. So if you're one for adventure, the Sony Xperia Z3 is a tough, robust device that works well and so may be the phone for you. Lifelogging is an interesting feature of the Xperia Z3, which has some clever tricks up its sleeve. Open up the app, and not only will you be able to see how many steps you've taken, but how many hours of running, walking, commuting, sleeping and cycling you've done. Since phones are most people's primary music device, Lifelog can tell you how much time you spend listening to music and consuming video daily. Lifelog has a clever interface, which is easy to understand. However, the current version still isn't good enough. When you put on certain battery modes, it stops working, and even though it can work out when you're exercising, it's not accurate enough. The Sony Xperia Z3 has an improved camera. It is 20.7 megapixels and has XMOR-RS technology with the G lens. Sony's upped its game with a wider G lens, which gives better snaps with more elements in, which are great for group shots or wider landscapes. The Sony Xperia Z3 is a camera that once you play around with the settings, you get an amazing picture. The autofocus does not seem quite up to speed compared to the rest of the competition, with the LG G3, iPhone 6 and Samsung Galaxy S5 providing faster clarity. Unfortunately, the Xperia Z3, like its predecessor, cannot record 4K video for longer than 3 minutes before heating up and crashing. The Sony Xperia Z3 is a 5.2-inch display and it's even brighter than ever before. So when you're outside, you get a clearer and easier to read display. The Live Color LED boosts the colours, making images more vivid. The brightness won't make much of a difference day to day, but it does make you feel like you're looking at a really clear and clean screen, improving on the Full HD screen resolution already on offer. Ps4 Remote Play is a new feature of the Xperia Z3, which allows you to connect your PS4 to your phone via Wi-Fi. You can even get a connector that lets you hold the phone above a Sony PS4 controller. However, the feature isn't enabled at launch and will be available from November. The interface of the Sony Xperia Z3 is a pretty basic offering. It's somewhere between a stock Android naked interface and a complete reimagining by the brand, with updated icons but a relatively familiar user experience. Performance-wise, the Xperia Z3 is just as good as the competition and its predecessor. Battery life from the Xperia Z3 is very good. Without stamina mode activated, you'll comfortably get through the day. Sony claims that this phone will last 2 days on a single charge. The battery pack is 3100 mAh, which is smaller compared to its predecessor, however, lasts longer thanks to Sony's screen technology. Overall, the Sony Xperia Z3 is one of the best smartphones on the market. The improved design and upgraded brightness are real assets to this device. There is more for Sony to improve on for a more polished experience.